Okay, so we're nearing the end of our time together. Hopefully this has already done a lot for you if you've really dug deep into yourself. This isn't about what I'm telling you to do. This is taking it to 110% and looking at yourself and saying, I am beautiful. I am awesome. I am awesome. So there are a couple things I'm going to say before our fifth step. First, I'm going to tell a story that my dad told me that it's pretty cool. It really says a lot to me. That he went, when my parents were first married, they went to marriage counseling because they were helping a friend with it or something. And this counselor, he sat all the people who were there in a circle, and he gave them a violin. None of them are players, And he said, okay, pass this violin around. So everyone passed it around, just person to person, not really looking at it or thinking about it. And when it got back to the counselor, he said, now examine how you just handled this. This violin, you just took it from person to person, not really looking at it, not really caring about what it was, passing it along. And now he says, this violin is a Stradivarius. For those of you who are musicians, you know how super, uber rare that is. Stradivarius was made out of a wood that is now extinct. It was made by Stradivarius. And it's the most beautiful, sweet-sounding violin in the entire world. No violins are like Stradivarius, and Stradivarius is no longer alive. Having a Stradivarius, it's priceless. It's worth more than millions. So, obviously, if they had known it was a Stradivarius, before they had passed it around, they would have handled it completely differently. And he says this is a lot like how we handle people. We pass them around, not really looking at them, not really caring about what they are, and then we find out they're Stradivariuses, that they're enormously special, enormously priceless, awesome people. And this is what I have to say, is that everyone, and this isn't me doing a Barney episode or anything, okay guys, this is me saying that everyone is a Stradivarius. Genuinely. You are awesome already. You just have to know that you are to feel awesome. So that really struck home for me. Step 5 is saying yes. So, you've probably seen Yes Man, and even if you haven't because you just don't like Jim Carrey, which was me until I saw this movie, actually. It's about a guy who denies opportunity at every point that it comes to him. He says no to everything. He doesn't go out with his friends. He just stays home and does nothing. And then he thinks he gets this covenant spell thingy put on him where he can't say no to anything. In the end, it's all in his imagination. Hopefully I'm not giving it away to you. But, and he says yes to everything. And he just opens up his life, and he meets new people, and he learns new things. And he realizes that you can't say no to everything and live at all. Hiccup. So, this last step is about saying yes to everything. Not everything. But opportunities that sometimes you're not always sure how they're going to turn out. Now, of course you're going to be wise, and you're going to look ahead and say, this might not be a good idea. But be willing to take a risk. Hopefully I don't, get you to take a risk into, having an abusive boyfriend or something, because that would be bad. But, don't be afraid to really put yourself out there, and don't be afraid to look embarrassed, or to look this way, or to feel this way. So, this step is about your contract. I want you to look at your contract. Hopefully you've I forgot to mention this step. Get a nice piece of paper. This one's almost like cardboard, And write your contract on it. And sign it. Make it really a contract, And hang it up, or put it where you can see it. Tape it to your mirror, or just really, make it out there. Just a good idea. Makes it feel nice and official. But, so what you're going to do now is look at your contract. Well, again, I had to do this because I use myself as an example. I am a gorgeous and graceful young woman who belongs, blah, 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 blah. Look, there's my name. Casey, by the way. And I want you to look at your contract, and my contract has, 4 elements to it. Gorgeous, graceful, young woman belongs. So I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to think of things that I do in my life right now, or that I can do, and I'm going to try new things that I think might make me feel that I am a gorgeous and graceful young woman who belongs. For instance, for a very long time, I still do this sometimes, don't get me wrong. I wore lots of really dark clothing, covered my face in really dark makeup, kept to myself. I have really, really curly hair, and I'd always tuck it up and around and clip it. I'd never ever wear it down or do anything new with it, because I just really didn't like it. Just hide myself from the whole world. And then I went through a workshop, somewhat like what we're doing now, and I made my contract, and I decided that has to change right now. So I started wearing brighter colors, which did a lot for me. I love bright colors. I realized that when I have this bright orange and yellow t-shirt that when I wear, I just feel shiny and I feel beautiful. And, what else? I did all kinds of different things. And I have a problem feeling graceful. So I actually decided to take up yoga, which, it was a couple of years ago before it became as big a thing as it is now. And now I'm actually studying to be a yoga teacher, which is pretty cool. And I started wearing my hair down and playing with it, and I stopped wearing as much makeup as I was, and I started wearing more jewelry, and I started making myself doing things that make me feel beautiful and graceful. And I started reaching out and doing things and more activities that let me meet new people and really feel like I was part of a group, which is the Who Belongs. 'Cause I do. Even if I'm by myself completely, I belong. I belong in my room. I belong in my life. And it's a very meaningful experience. So hopefully some of this was on your map of things. Now your new job is to not just identify things that you've maybe done in the past that make you feel like your contract, but think of things that you might be able to try to help you become part of your contract. Really stretch yourself. Really let yourself go. You've seen rubber bands, I'm sure. A rubber band, when it is stretched out as far as it can go without breaking, it goes back, but it never really fits quite the same. So hopefully that's what this has done for you. I want you to just stretch yourself open and out and let yourself go and try things and give up the bad habits in your life. Just click and poof them away. Really let yourself go and really feel your contract. And when something goes wrong, just accept it and move on and say your contract. Say, I am a sensual and smart free spirit who deserves love. I am a gorgeous and graceful young woman who belongs. Whatever your contract is, just say it with pride and move on. March to the beat of your own drum. Your very last assignment before my last video is to write what I call a rainy day letter. This is a very easy thing to do. Very fun. It's a letter, obviously. Now, a rainy day doesn't actually mean a rainy day. It means a day that just went wrong. Everything sucked. Life sucked. A day when you just can't believe your contract. You just can't. It's not possible to believe your contract. And this is how it goes. I'll just write a very short one, but make this as long as you possibly want. So this is a letter that you're writing to yourself that you will open on one of those days. And it has to be positive, and it has to be, this is who you are. Don't forget who you are. You are awesome. You are amazing. So write to yourself like you're writing to your best friend who feels horrible, who feels like nobody wants them. Write to yourself like you're writing to that one person you care about more than anybody else, who hopefully is already yourself. But remember, your life is about yourself. If your life is a movie, you're going to be the star of it. Kind of a corny way to put it. So, do the date. It's a very good time, do the date. Don't have to. And then, dear Casey. Don't ever forget that you are a gorgeous and graceful young woman who belongs. Sorry, give me a minute. Let's see. Believe in yourself. Now more than ever. You can get through this. I know it. Casey. This is just an example. You can make it long. Now, what makes this special, you don't have to do this, but it's a really good idea. Put it in an envelope and seal the envelope and put the return address as yourself and address it to yourself and put a stamp on it and actually mail it. And let it come back to you. It's gone on a journey all by itself and come right back to you. And that makes it kind of special. And then save it somewhere that's private, somewhere where you know where it is. And then when you have your rainy day, open and read your letter. And hopefully it will really make you feel better. But this is a really important thing to do. So do it. Okay, have fun.